Good afternoon, students. Am I audible? Please confirm it once. Students, please confirm. Am I audible? Thank you. Thank you, students. Students, welcome to the new session of Python. New session of Python. My name is Ritu, and I'm here to teach you Python, right? So let's proceed with the Python, students. Let's proceed with the Python. Thank you for confirming. Thank you for confirming. Students, let's proceed further with the Python. Okay. Thank you, students. Just a second. So we are going to start with the batch 133. That is, today we are just going to start with introduction to the Python. So what is Python? Okay. Let's start with it. Let us start with that. This is a 50 days course, students. As we all know, this is a 50 days course, and duration of every course will be, every session will be 1 hour. Duration of every session will be 1 hour. Okay. And the course fee, you all know, course fee is 3,000 plus 18% GST. For the course content, you need to click and you'll be able to see the course content. We have the group also. So we have pasted the course content in that also. Okay, and the session timings is 12 to 1. 12 to 1. Students, now let's start with Python. Now, what is Python? Before proceeding further with Python, now we all know that Python is a programming language. Now, what type of programming language is the Python? Student, Python is a general purpose, simple, platform independent, highly interpreted and high level programming language with high level accuracy. Okay, so it is a general purpose, simple, platform independent, as I've told you, highly independent and high level programming language. So all the people who are not, all the students who are not from the IT background, they can also learn Python. Okay, like a student when starts going to school, a kid when start going to school, he didn't have any idea about writing or reading. But when he starts going to school, he or she, then they'll be able to learn it. Yes, recording will be available after the session. Right. Okay. But let me clear one thing. I have no idea, but you need to contact our team about it. That recording is always shared with the paid candidates. Okay. We always share the recordings with the paid candidates. So as I was telling you that students who are not from the IT background, they can also proceed with the Python. Okay, whether you're a doctor, whether you are a student, whether you are from any background, you can always go ahead with Python. Yes, we provide the real-time examples also. Hemant, you have a question? That's we provide the real-time examples. Definitely, we will provide the real-time examples. Okay, now, as I'm telling you that whether you're a teacher, whether you are a doctor, whether you are from the agriculture background, whether you're from the any of the backgrounds, whether you're a librarian or any of the field, you can proceed with the Python. So that is why it is a general purpose. It is a very simple platform independent language. But the thing is, for that, you need to learn the Python from the basics, and you need to attend each and every session. Okay, then it will be more easier for you. Otherwise, you'll see what is happening. You'll not come to know. Students, we are going to teach pandas also. We are going to teach the NumPy also. Okay. So in 50 days, whatever we are going to, you have the course content, we are going to clear each and everything. Okay. So, but you need to start from the basics. We are going to start from the basics. Okay. Now, let's go ahead. What type of applications one can develop by using Python? Now, what type of applications are there which one can develop by using Python? See, by learning Python coding, we can develop many applications. We can develop many applications such as web application development. We all know what is web application. That is website development. Example, Java programming language, C language, C++ programming language, Python programming language, etc. So with the help of coding, we can develop many applications. We can use this in development of gaming applications also. We can use the Python in development of gaming applications also. In artificial intelligence applications like machine learning, deep learning, etc., we need to have the knowledge of Python coding. Okay. So if you want to go ahead with machine learning, deep learning, or any other coding, you need to have the knowledge of Python. Desktop GUI. Now, what is GUI? Graphical User Interface Applications. So GUI applications can also be developed with the help of Python. Let's proceed further with image process applications. So with the help of Python programming, we can develop the image process applications. We can develop the business applications, text processing based applications, audio and video based applications such as YouTube. They can be developed with the help of Python. Data visualization, banking applications, schools applications, all type of business applications can also be run with the help of Python coding. Okay, so we can also go ahead with complex numerical and complex mathematical operations. With the help of Python coding, we can solve numerical and complex mathematical operations very easily. Software development, operating system installers, CAD and CAM application, embedded applications, all the IoT-based applications, console-based applications, automation industry also use Python programming for testing. When we used animation of applications, that can also be, we can do with the help of Python programming. Data analysis and data analytics, we can go ahead with that. Computer vision, education programs, all of them can be developed with the help of Python programming. So let's start with the Python now. Any one of you has any question regarding this? Is this clear? That where can we use the Python programming? Where can we use the Python coding? Okay, let's proceed further. Let's proceed further with Python. Now, before proceeding further with Python, we need to know the history of Python. So whatever we are studying, we should have the full knowledge of that what is the history of Python. After that, we'll discuss about the versions of Python and MNC, which version the MNCs are using. Difference between Python's coding and Python script. Student, Python script is nothing. Python script is nothing. I am just giving you the Python script with the Python coding so that you will understand it in a better way. In 1 or 2 days, we'll start with the practical examples also. Clear? Now, downloading process of Python software. After that, we'll learn we'll study the history of Python, then we'll go ahead with versions of Python and MNCs are using, which version they are using, downloading process of Python software. After that, we'll discuss about the Python programming inspired from, and then in last, we'll discuss about the features of Python. Okay, so let's start with history of Python today. Let's start with history of Python. Student, Python is one of the, as we all know, general purpose programming language used in many applications. So it is helpful in development of real-time applications. So all the real-time applications can be developed with the help of Python. Students, I want to tell you that when the Python programming was conceived, it was conceived in year 1980. Conceived means it has we have started, not we, I'm sorry, but I wanted to tell you that Rossum started working on Python in 1980. Who is Rossum now? He is the developer of Python programmer. Okay, he is a developer of Python programming language. So he started working on it. Python is in 1980. After that, the Python programming language implemented means bring into the action in 1989. Okay, and it is one of the hottest programming language which is working nowadays. So, which is in action nowadays. So it was conceived in 1980. Rossum started working on Python programming language in 1980 and brought into action in 1989. So if we'll talk about the officially released, it officially released in 1991, February 20. So officially it was released in 1991, February 20. As I've already told you that the Python programming language was developed by Rossum. Now, what is the full name of Rossum? Guido van Rossum. Okay. So in Python programming, we can run all type of real-time applications. And where does it takes place? Where was it developed? Python programming language was developed at Centrum Wiskunde Informatica, that is CWI in Netherlands. So it was conceived in 1989, brought into action in 1989. After that, it was officially released in February 20, 1991. Who developed it? Guido van Rossum. Then the Python programming language was developed at Centrum Wiskunde Informatica, that is CWI in Netherlands. ABC programming language is the predecessor of Python programming language. Now I want to tell you that Python programming language is maintained by a non-commercial organization that is called Python Software Foundation. So who is managing and maintaining the Python programming software? It is a non-commercial organization that is Python Software Foundation, PSF. So the official website of Python Software Foundation is www.python.org. Okay, so right now it is not taking place in right now Centrum Visconti Informatica is not taking care of Python. It is managed and maintained by a non-commercial organization that is Python Software Foundation. And officially website of Python Software Foundation is www.python.org. Now we'll discuss about the versions of Python. Students, version is, what is version? Version is one of the numerically identified gifts by project vendors. So right now, with which version is going ahead with? Right now, the version which is going ahead is 3.11.3. Okay, the main version is 3 and the minor version is 0.11. So Python programming language contains 3 types of versions. They are 1.x. The first one is 1.x, where 1 was the major function and x represents the minor version. So we can go ahead with 1.0, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, 6, 7, and x. So 1 is the major version and 0.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 till x are the minor versions. So nowadays they are outdated. 1.x is not in use nowadays. It is an outdated version. Okay, Uday Kumar has raised the hand. Okay. Yes, Uday, tell me. Please unmute yourself. Uday, you can talk to me. Please unmute yourself.
Hi, I'm Uday.
Yes, Uday, tell me.
Will you provide the notes for this?
Yes, definitely you will get all the notes. Whatever we'll discuss in the class, you will get the notes of that.
Okay.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, students. Now, as I've told you, that 1 is the major version and x is the minor version. So 1.x is a outdated version nowadays. Now the Python programming, please remember that Python programming does not support the backward compatibility. So if we'll want to work in 1.x, 1.3, 1.4, we will be unable to work in that. Why? Because it does not support the backward compatibility. Now we'll talk about the Python 2.x. Again, 2 is the major version and x represent the minor version. Now Python 3.x. I put the Python 3.x here. 3.x, if we'll talk about 3 is the major version. I wrote it wrong. I'll take care of it. I'll clear it. 3 is the major version and x represents the minor version. So nowadays, the latest version which is going ahead is 3.11. Okay. And if we'll talk about earlier, 3.10 was the major version and 12 nowadays 3.11 is the major version. 0.11 means minor version, 3 is the major version. Okay, now we'll talk about we recommend you to download Python 3.1 versions from www.python.org. Now let me show you how to download it. Let me show you how to download it. Just go to Chrome. Just go to Chrome. You need to type www.python.org. When you go on the website, when you will open the website, just a second. Okay, I did a mistake. Let me go back. www.python.org. We'll get this type of page we'll be able to see. Okay, this type of page you'll be able to see. In that, you need to go to the downloads. Now, it has come download for Windows 3.11.3. We have all the options here, 3.7, 3.8, all are in work nowadays, all are there. See, here we have the release dates of all the versions. 3.7.11, we have release date of all the functions. So we'll be able to download whatever we want to download. We'll be able to download it from here. Okay, we will be able to download all the versions which we want to download. Okay, but we need to download the latest version right now. So what we need to do, we need to go here, download Python 3.11.3. Just click on this. It's downloaded. Just open it. Just open it. Now I have already this in my system. So I am getting the option modify, repair, and uninstall. So you will get the option to install. Okay, so you need to click on install. Here I already have this in my laptop. So I am getting, just tick on all the options till Python test suite, and then next, and then associate files with Python, create shortcuts for installed applications. Click both of them. Okay, then after that, install. Now, thank you for using Python 3.11.3. So modify was successful. All why I'm getting the modify, because I already have Python in my laptop, installed in my laptop. Is this clear, students? So you need to go here. You need to download it from here. You need to use the latest version only. Okay, let's proceed further. Let's proceed further. Now, so you need to use it from, download it from www.python.org. Okay. Okay. Now, what are the features of Python? Now, let's start talking about the features of Python. Student, when we talk about the features of Python, we'll come to know what are the features. But before that, we need to know what are the features. What is the meaning of feature? Feature of a language is nothing but service or facilities provided language developers in the languages. So what are the features means? Means these are the services or facilities which the developers provide in the language. And they are used by the language programmers for developing what? Real-time applications. So Python programming provides 11 features. How many features does the Python programming have? 11 features. So let us talk about them. Let's talk about them. What type of language it is? What type of language it is? It is a simple programming language, then freeware and open source. It is a platform independent language. Third, it is a dynamically typed programming language. Fourth, it is interpreted programming language, high level programming language. Robust means strong application, strong programming language is this. We can develop the robust applications with the help of Python program. Extensible, embedded, both functional and object-oriented programming language. It also supports the third-party APIs. Now, what is third-party APIs? Application programming interface, such as NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, SciPy, Scikit, Keras, Seaborn, etc. Okay. Now, what about the Python? How the Guido van Rossum got the idea of developing Python. Students, Python is inspired from 4 different programming languages. What are those? Functional programming from C. So Python has learned functional programming from what? From C. Object-oriented programming from C++. It has learned modular programming language from Modulo 3 and scripting programming language from Perl. So it's very clear that Python is inspired from 4 languages. So it has learned functional programming from C, object-oriented programming from C++, modular programming from Modulo 3, and scripting programming from Perl. Now, let's start with the features. What do we understand by simple? Now, how is the Python a very simple language? Students, Python is one of the simple program performing because of the 3 important technical factors. Why it is a simple programming language? It is all because of 3 important technical factors. Now, what are those? The first factor is it provides rich set of APIs. Now, what do we understand by APIs? APIs are the libraries. So we have many types of codes which we can use in the Python programming. So Python programming provides rich set of APIs so that Python programmers can reuse the predefined code without writing our own code. So it is easy to develop the Python application. So, but whenever we want to develop the Python-based application, it is very easy to develop with the help of rich set of APIs. So we have many libraries. Now, what is APIs? As I've told you, an API is collection of modules. Now, what is module? Module is a collection of functions, variables, class. Example, calendar, math, CMAP, OS, read, random, etc. Okay. Okay. Now, let's go ahead. Second factor is Python programming provides garbage collector. What does the garbage collector do? What is the role of garbage collector? It removes the unused memory space and improves performance of Python-based application. So whatever the programmer, whatever the unused memory space is there, garbage collector will come and collect the unused memory space, which helps us in improving the Python-based applications. So what does the garbage collector do? It takes care of automatic memory management. Okay, so we need not to do anything. it will provide us the enough memory space again. Now, the third factor about the simple is it provides user-friendly syntaxes. Now, what do we understand by syntaxes? Syntaxes are nothing but the formulas. Okay, so it provides user-friendly syntaxes so that the Python programmer can develop error-free programs in limited span of time. So the syntaxes are very simple, which help us to provide the error-free programmers in which in the limited span of times we can develop the program. Now we'll talk about the second features that the platform independent language. Students, what do we understand by the platform independent language? Platform independent language means data type memory space remain the same for all type of OSS. Okay, so all type, it is a platform independent language, so the data type memory space remains the same. In effective platform independent language, all types of values will store in the form of objects. So why it is independent, platform independent language? Because whatever values will store, it will store in the form of objects in Python. So that is why they can store unlimited amount of data in Python programming. Hence, Java object contains size restricted, whereas Python objects contain unlimited size and unlimited values can be stored in Python. So it is not the size restricted. We can store unlimited size and unlimited values in Python objects. In Java objects, we have the restricted size. Note, in Python, all values are stored in the objects. Examples, Java and Python. Now, third feature, let's talk about the third feature. It is freeware and open source. Now, what do we understand by freeware? See, if any software is said to be freeware, when it can download freeware, when it can be downloaded from any website freely. Okay, when it is known to be a freeware, when we can develop it freely from its official websites, like the Python software. We can download it very easily from the Python website. What is the website name? www.python.org. So we can download it easily from the official website. That is why it is known as the freeware. Now we'll talk about the open source. What do we understand by open source? What do we understand by open source? Students, remember the standard name of Python is CPython. Otherwise, the standard name of Python is CPython. So some company vendors came forward and customized CPython and used the customized version as in-house tools in the company. Okay, so such type of customized versions of Python are called the distribution of Python. Clear? Now, some of the distributions of Python are, Manish has raised the hand. Okay. Just a second. Yes, Manish, tell me. Please unmute yourself. Manish, you have a question? Please unmute yourself, Manish. Okay, it's by mistake. Fine. Fine. No problems. Thank you. No problems. Fine, students. Okay. Now, some of the distributions of Python are, what are the distributions of Python are? JPython or Jython. Why it is used? When can we use the JPython or Jython? It is used for running the Java-based applications. Now, IronPython or IPython used for running C#.NET applications. So as I've told you that this can be used in any type of languages. We can use it with any of the languages. JPython used for running Java-based applications. IronPython, IPython used to run C#.NET applications. Now, MicroPython, it is used to develop microcontrollers. RubyPython, then, it is used for running Ruby-based applications. Anaconda Python used to run Hadoop applications. Now, what is Hadoop applications? That means big data applications. So we have such big distributors of Python. Okay, I'm mentioning some of them. So we have big distributions of Python. Okay. Now, what do we understand by dynamically typed language? Students? Okay, one student has raised the hand. Okay. Yes, student, tell me. Do you have any question? Student, do you have any question? Okay, no problems. I think he has raised the hand by mistake. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Now we'll talk about the dynamically typed. Now, what do we understand by dynamically typed language? So in the context of programming language, we have two types of programming language, two types of languages. One is static typed and the other one is dynamically typed language. So Python programming is a dynamically typed language. Okay. What do we understand by static typed and dynamically typed? What is the difference between both of them? Students, static type programming language means when a programmer must define a variable with data type, otherwise we'll get the compile time error. Okay, so in these programmings, programmer must define a variable with data types. Okay, otherwise we'll get the error. Examples, integer a, comma b, comma c, these are the variables. So declaration is mandatory, like a is equal to 10, b is equal to 20, c is equal to a plus b. Okay, so here int a, b, c are the variables and declaration here is very mandatory. So in such type of programming language, programmer must define a variable with the data type, otherwise we'll get the error. Okay, next is dynamically typed programming language. Like in these programming language, programmer need not to specify the data type of variables, so that a data type variable decided by Python execution environment based on the value assigned by programming. Let me show you. Here, as I've told you, that the programmer need not to specify the data. Need not to specify the data type variable. Let me open the Python. Let's see. If a is equal to 10, b is equal to 1.2, C is equal to A plus B. Now, what is this? What is this? This is a static type. Now, if I write like this, I have given it an example. If I write like this, A is equal to 10, B is equal to 1.2, C is equal to A plus B, and I write print A, comma, type of A. What type of class it is? It is an int class. Now, if I type print B, type of B. This is a float value, and print C, type of C. It is again a float value. So what does it do? What it did is it variable was what does it did? It need not to specify the data type of the variables. Earlier, it is necessary to define a variable with the help of data, like int A, B, C. So, but in dynamically typed, it is not necessary to specify the data type of the variable, so that the data type of variable decided by the Python execution environment only. Okay, so we have got this answer. So all the values in Python program, as I've told you, that store in the form of objects. And stored in the form of objects. Now let's go. Let's go back. Let me show you. So, as I was telling you, I can type like A, comma, B, comma, C. If I'll type like this, I'll get the static type. But if I'll type like this, A is equal to 10, B is equal to 1.2, this will be the dynamically typed. Is this clear, student? Is this clear? Do you have any question till here, students? Do you have any questions? Please raise your hand in case you have a question. Aishwarya. Okay, Aishwarya, tell me. Please unmute. Sorry?
Repeat one more time, ma'am.
What do you want me to repeat here?
Static and dynamic, ma'am.
Static and dynamic. Okay, let me show you this slide first. See, what is dynamically typed? Let me discuss with the static type. Here, we need to, programmer must define a variable with the data type. So here, what we need to do is, we need to write a variable with the data type, like int ABC. Okay, and that declaration is must, like A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20, C is equal to A plus B. But when we talk about the Python programming, what we need to do is we need not to specify the data. See, I was talking about, here I have given you the example of Python only. Here we are not specifying the value. In Java or .NET, if we'll talk about it, we need to write variable A, comma, B, comma, C. Here we need not to write it. We'll get the answer automatically. Okay, if I write print A, I'll get the variable. If I'll write print B, I'll get the answer. If I'll write print C, it's not that necessary to write type of C. But if we'll talk about the Java and all, what we need to do is we need to define a variable with the data type, like int is equal to a comma b comma c. Clear? Is this clear to you?
Yes, ma'am, got it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Any other students have any question? Any other student has question? Uday. Okay, Uday, tell me.
Yeah, Ritu, will you provide course completion certificate?
Yes, we do provide the course completion certificate.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And recordings?
Recordings will be shared with the only with the paid candidates. Rest you
Paid
need to talk to, rest you need to contact our team regarding this. They will better guide you for that.
Okay. Whom we have to contact? I don't know.
You don't know the team. You
No.
from where have you got the link?
One of my friend has provided. I have registered in this.
Okay.
So after that, in WhatsApp, they has created logic something group.
Yes, yes. You need to contact our Logic Labs team. They will
Okay.
provide you. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. One student wants to ask the question. Okay. Ma'am, is the course content real-time project? Is the course contains real-time projects? Senior students, the thing is, we are not going to provide the real-time projects. What we are going to do is we are going to help you with the programs, how to make the programs, how to do the programs. Rest, the real-time applications, we cannot help you with that. You need to, once you join some company, they will tell you to develop all that. Okay, it's according to the company. We will help you in programming. Vandama, is this clear? We will not develop the real-time projects in the class. Will you explain how the logic works? What type of logic you want to know, dear? What type of logic do you want to know? We'll tell you each and everything, students. We'll tell you each and everything in the class. Okay, we'll discuss about the loops also. Thank you. This is just a start, students. Hi, Ritu, can we know the topic structures? Can you want to know the topic structures? Once you must have the course content, it's mentioned there. You'll get the index also in the class. Okay, every time. Is this module are you going to share any Ansible scripts for developed engineering? This training will help to network Ansible engineer. Student, the thing is, my work is just to teach you the Python and the Python programming. But once you start working with the company, once you started working well, whether you are working in the software company or any of the company, they will help you in that. We will just provide the basic knowledge, then we'll provide the basics, and then we'll provide the knowledge of advanced Python, like NumPy and Pandas. Srinivas, is this clear? We are not going to share any Ansible scripts. Srinivas, is this clear to you? Okay, students. Any other student want to ask anything? Any other student wants to ask anything about the Python programs? Hemant, you want to ask the question? Okay, let me provide you the. Okay, let me check that. Let me do that. You have raised the hand. Okay. Hemant. Yes, Hemant, tell me. Please unmute yourself.
Hey, hi, Ritu.
Hi.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are.
So I wanted to understand whether you will be providing any sort of problem statements for us in order to practice. And also, as you mentioned, you will be teaching us Python pandas as well. But
Yes.
how well it would be used in the data analysis, for example, with the Python literacy, right? So how well it would be used? I wanted to understand in that level, actually.
See, the thing is, we are just going to provide you the knowledge of pandas and NumPy and all the basic knowledge of. Okay, there is lots. There is a big concept in Python. Python is a big concept. If we want to learn like from A to Z, like some students are telling me that you provide the real-time applications and all, it will take years and years to discuss about it. It is just a 50 days course. So we are going to provide you the programming, how to initiate with the programming, what type of app, after that, what will you do is whenever you join the company, they will also provide you the, what I want to say is they provide you the once they training. Yes, they provide you the training for that, like what type of programs they want to develop. So if we'll talk about it, okay.
Okay, so one more question. The reason why I'm trying to ask is, Ritu, so I work as a QA manager in one of the organization.
Okay.
So we are trying to move to cloud as of now. Okay, so I have worked on cloud environments, but most of the scripts, the development scripts, the development team is using, they're using Python pandas.
Yes.
Okay, so I wanted to understand in that level so that we can create any sort of new framework so that we can automate the process in order to look at the data analysis.
See, let me clear, Hemant. If you want to go ahead with the Python pandas, but before that, you need to learn the whole Python programming, what actually the Python is. What, are you aware of, you told me that you have learned about the cloud, but not about the Python, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So we are going ahead with Python. First, you need to understand what is Python, what the basics of the Python. After that, only you will be able to understand. I'll provide you the programs also for practicing. After that, you need to, we'll talk about the pandas. When we'll talk about the pandas, I'll provide you the programmings for that. But pandas will be the last topic of our discussion.
Yeah, got it. Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah.
Is this
So
okay?
you'll be providing some problem statements, right, Ritu?
Yes,
us,
yes,
to
we will be
practice?
providing. Yes, we will be providing. We'll provide you each and everything. Some of the problem programs we'll discuss in the class. After that, I'll provide you some programs for your own, for practicing.
Fine. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ritu.
Okay. Is there another training program? What is pandas? Is that a Python framework where I can use the pandas? Now you want to know about the pandas. See, students, the thing is you need to learn the Python first, then you will go ahead with the pandas. Pandas is the open source Python library. Okay, it is derived from panel data. Okay, so let me clear one more thing, that the Python programming does not contain any module for data analysis. Okay, clear this. Please just make your mind clear that Python programming does not contain any module for data analysis. Why we are using the pandas? It is used as an analysis tool. It is used as an analysis tools. Okay. So where can we use the pandas? Pandas can be used in finance services, statistics, retail marketing, etc. Okay, got it? Clear, student? Hemant, is this clear where we can find the complete list of libraries? We'll provide you the complete list of libraries, Hemant. Okay, we'll provide you each and everything in the class. So for that, you need to go ahead with the sessions. You need to learn each and everything in the class. Don't miss it. Okay, students, any one of you, any other of the student has question? Any one of you has the question, please raise your hand or drop the message in the chat box. Any one of you has the question now? Okay, students, if no one of you has a question, that's all for the session today then. Is the session going to conduct on weekends as well? Right now, we are running the sessions for the weekdays only from Monday to Friday. We are going to start one new session that will be the evening session from 8 to 9. Right now, we don't have any session for the weekends. Okay, but soon we'll start it. And soon we are going to start with night session also from 8 to 9. Okay. So we have, if you want to know, if you want to go ahead with the other sessions also, we have, you want to go for the recordings also, you need to pay for that and you'll get the recordings. You can just, because recordings will be provided to the paid candidates. So if you want to go ahead with the recordings, if you will be unable to join the class, you'll get the recordings by paying the fee. Fine, students? Any other question? And in case after that also, if you, in case you have any question, you can always drop me the mail on my mail ID. I'll check the mails and will reply you. Will that be okay? Yes, I will share you the mail ID. I'll definitely share I'll share the mail ID with you. You need to write down my mail ID. Just a second, students. Just a second, students. It's ritu@logiclabstech.com. I'm just writing it. I'm writing it. ritu@logiclabstech.com. This is my mail ID. In case you have any question, you can always mail me on my mail ID. I will answer you. Okay, students. Hope you have understood the session today, and rest we'll discuss in the class tomorrow. That's all. That's all for the session. Thank you, students. Have a nice day and please enjoy and keep practicing. Thank you.